Hello there everyone, this is IronMark3 and welcome back to the place where everything is happy and wonderful and life is great. Yes, welcome back to Workers and Resources, Soviet Republic. Yes, where the people slave away for my amusement. That said though, they are very eager to actually get themselves a hospital, if you notice here, because the hospital can have up to 100 workers working on it at once, and it's consistently drawing like 70 odd workers from all nearby housing areas just to try and get it built. So they really want this hospital built up and functional. It's almost like they think I don't care or something. Ungrateful plebeians, the lot of them. Of course I care. After all, a healthy worker is a worker that is working their fingers to the bone for my benefit. Or something like that. Here comes the cranes. Yes. Now that speed things up. Look at that progress bar fly. All resources are present. All that's left is getting the work time done. Now, this does present us with a few issues, admittedly. And that is because the thingamabothinger. Yes. Right. The issue is the hospital, which is now complete, requires a bunch of regular workers, so it's actually good that it's next to this big development. It also needs doctors, which are university level graduates, so this thing is a big drain to have around. Luckily though, with the adjustments here, I seem to have some workers I can at least put into this, but we also need some emergency ambulances, and if we look, this has got a really big coverage area as well. It covers Lizzie and the surrounding oil fields. If I had any sense, I'd have built this hospital probably in Brospin or something, because then it could have covered Barad and maybe a few other places rather than just where it is. But it also has emergency ambulance slots, so I can give this thing some vehicles to help get people to it. So if I look, one passenger each, 90 kilometers an hour for an FZK A07 ambulance from Poland, or I can get an S1202 ambulance from Czechoslovakia, which I believe is that like the one that the Ghostbusters used? I think I'll get an S1202. It's not as powerful, so the acceleration is worse, but it's faster. So I'll get that for it at least. Let's get 4 of them. Yeah, so I've got emergency ambulance coverage available. No, it looks very similar to the one from Ghostbusters, but it's not quite the same one, sadly. So yeah, that should give the people health coverage. Haha! Truly, I am generous and glorious. All shall worship me as I go in here and start demolishing homes. Yes. You guys get out of there. Right. So my thought is this: since I need to actually start getting some university guys around, maybe doing this here, because I think I want this one to be my main access point to the area. Like, if I probably will eventually if I build a shopping mall, I'm going to put it like near this station, and then I'll redo this junction so that trains can get in and out a lot more easily. And without this big section here which blocks traffic, there is a little bit of space there, so I can move it around a bit. But I'll do that, and then I'll have a university here, and then I can get trains from here to outlying areas as well, so I can actually start bringing in students to this area for education purposes and stuff like that. And of course, the fact is that all these little houses and things are really low density, so there was not really much point in keeping them, apart from appearances wise. But they're gone now. I've evicted the people for the greater good, of course. For the greater good! Yes, the Tau shall rule all. The blueberries for life, baby. Something like that. I don't know. But yeah. One thing I have thought of though, which I should be trying to do, which I did mention previously, but I've kind of forgotten about. Oh, that's that thing. I guess let's just build that there. Yeah, build it, sure. And I want this section to actually be rebuilt into Asphalt 2 because it's potentially going to be used for ambulances and stuff. You know, I should rebuild that one too. But I should do that when my offices aren't busy. So, yeah. And that is getting more supplies sourced locally, which means I will not need to import as much. Which there's also the fact of if I'm going to be branching out to other areas, I kind of want to get a better setup than this, because this is set to import stuff, admittedly, but it's all jumbled and bashed together. I'm thinking like expanding this construction industry up here, like I mentioned, like way back in the first few episodes, and getting more part production stuff going on here, so I can source all the materials, and then I'll gather them up into a single supply point for this area. But the supply point will also have access to trains, and then the trains can be used to ferry resources out to supply places near other construction offices elsewhere in the map. So by doing it that way, I'll have a logistics chain which can supply what I need, where I need it, that kind of jazz. You get what I'm saying, right? I hope it makes some kind of sense. I'm very proud of it. I thought of it myself. Yes. Anyway, let's see what we've got here, because education. University halls and residences. Okay. Number of workers waiting at the train platform is down. But that's because we've got the hospital nearby. I could reduce the number of staff. I really should, actually. I just flat out don't need that many people here. Yeah, let's drop it down to 15. That should be... I can sustain that. Actually, yeah, 10. That should let it still function, I think. And it'll mean all the workers won't go there and do nothing. Because that's a big issue with construction projects and stuff as well. Instead, they'll go here and do nothing, because that's what better. Of course. Right, let's see. Universities. Medical University, Technical University, and Headquarters of the Communist Party. I have no idea what the heck that one does, but the rest of this stuff is... hundreds of tons of concrete. Hundreds of tons. A low number of boards, and then... yeah. Let's check the prices. 200,000. Right, yeah, okay. Getting university education rolling is going to be kind of tricky. But, let's see, if I invite 5 experts, that's like 6,000, so I can get experts in to do stuff without too much trouble. Actually, how many... All the university educated people seem to be hovering around this area. I think I'll take this main block here, and I'll tell you to feed the hospital, and then feed the train station. And then you've got 141 people, including only a few university guys, but I will bring the university guys in from your neighbouring places. Just so I'm concentrating you guys into there, which should help things out at least for a little while. But yeah, this is all working out quite nicely, honestly. Mostly though, I've got basic education workers. 10 unable to visit a pub/tavern. The pub/tavern is fully functional, yes. Pub tavern, sports. Okay, I think I just don't have enough facilities in general for some of this stuff, so that's potentially an issue. But honestly, getting the work supply stable, like 65 people now, excellent. Now, what can I do with the neighbouring villages and things? And also, what nearby materials are there? There's oil fields between these two villages, so that might be something to do. There's ore in the mountains, and there's very minor coal deposits nearby too. Plans for the future, yes. But for now, though, I think just getting some extra construction industry up would be a beneficial thing. How are you doing for workers over there? You're being tapped out pretty regularly. Maybe just more construction and redevelopment work. Something that I saw in some guides and things on this game when I was researching it before I even started recording this series is the fact that it's a good idea to have slower cargo trains separated from a faster line set for passenger trains, because if we look in the depot here, passenger trains, there are things called train sets, which tend to house like faster purpose-built trains. I mean, look, there's one there that does 150, and it carries 130 passengers. So you get really fast passenger lines for moving people around the place. And time is of the essence for passengers because they can only have certain journey length. So that's another thing that this section is not really laid out for, and that would require some major redesigns to separate the lines, as it were, from the passenger lines from the cargo lines. Shouldn't be too bad though, honestly. I mean, I could work on it. Speaking of, I think I need to upgrade the... Oh dear, where are my selling trains got to? I actually need to increase the capacity of the trains that are going and selling stuff. No, I don't want beer because I want... Right. Yeah, but those trains actually need a capacity upgrade because I'm actually producing too much fuel and bitumen for them. As soon as I figure out where they are, that is. Where are they? Oh. Oh, maybe that's why. They seem to have gotten stuck. Right. Whoopsie, I suppose. I'll need to make some design corrections to adjust for that. Apparently I didn't take into account the vehicle length. Go on, off you go. Oh dear. I was getting excited there for a moment, but it seems it was my own mistake. Well, I washed it all the way around, and sadly, we still are only operating at like 2/3 of the transport capacity of the two trains which are doing our export work for us. Yep, our production is operating better, admittedly, but it's still got a ways to go. How's our population doing recently? Still more deaths than births. In fact, way more deaths than births in the last month. Oh boy. Why are people dying so much? I need to try and learn this. I mean, there's a lot of people with... Well, there's just... I've got a lot of people with basic education now. But yeah, the death figure is still pretty high. And I think it's because these stats are overall fairly low. I'll have to try and figure out what to do about all of that. Maybe give them more TVs. Yeah, maybe more TVs. For now though, since I've checked on all that stuff, I guess it's time to start getting some more local sourcing and maybe doing some more exporting too. Gotta remember, I need to pay for any trains that actually go out and do the exporting. So there is that. But if I can find something valuable to send out, that's another question. I need something that's cheap and easy to deal with. But sadly, I think my best option is actually just to try and increase production of what I've got going on at the moment. Because anything else, I need to buy an extra train, I need to buy extra factories, I need to do all that stuff. I can try and reduce my costs by actually starting to produce food, but that will take more workers away from my actual available workforce. Choices, choices, choices. Okay, we have some more stuff starting to go up. I will need to connect all this down to here because I do plan to export, even though it will go gain like 5,000 or so rupees each time, most likely. What's going on here? Right, now, as you know, at the end of this road we have the bus depot here, which unloads any excess workers into the gravel quarry over here. However, fact is our gravel section is full to capacity, and so that workforce is not actually needed to do much of anything. So instead we're going to have a woodworking section here, which can take up to 50 workers in total. I think it's 30 in the workshop, 20 in the sawmills, Then these are both plugged into a storage, and the storage is plugged into a railway station, which is where I will be exporting boards from. As I said, boards aren't really worth that much, but it's still worth something. So that alone might be grounds to consider doing it. Also of note is the fact that the construction depot no longer exists. I've deleted them both. I transferred most of the vehicles out so I had capacity for, and then I moved them, and they are now over here. This is one of those mod ones. It's yes. How dare you, Iron Mark III? You build filthy mod buildings. Ugh. No, I'm fine with that, because this is a 32 capacity construction office. Other than that, it's a regular construction office, and it works the same. It doesn't give me any advantage, and one of the things I like about this game is that the mods are actually pretty well balanced in terms of the costs it takes to build stuff and things like that. So yeah, it fits, it works, and it solves just a simple gameplay issue which I was having with it. So there's that. That is going to build all of this. So let's actually get it started. It should be detecting the thingy anytime now. There it goes. Yep, it's worked it out, and so the vehicles are starting to flow out. There's actually a couple of spare vehicle slots that I've not purchased vehicles for, because I've got a lot of stuff in here. I've even got extras compared to what I had before, and I've still got more space. I think I might have less dumpers though, if I'm honest. But hey, it's the thing. I also wonder why there's 2 resource intake slots there. Yeah, maybe we'll never know. Maybe not. But yeah, okay. This is going to house woodworking stuff. This is going to house board chopping. That's going to go to here. Train's going to export from here. I'm going to need a train for that. But because I had all the equipment in a construction office, I was able to do all the landscaping required, because this was very hilly. You can probably tell from how the terrain has been dented in because of how I was doing that. But I could do it for free. Simply because I didn't need any kind of other stuff. So yeah. I think I'll remove that one. By the way, speaking of, I've come to a realisation, and I think while bitumen is actually still running okay, fuel capacity is actually being exceeded in the output. I mean, look, this has got like 450 odd tons of fuel, and the train carries 300 in it. And that's been running consistently in the background since the last cut, and it's not got any better, so I actually think I can export more fuel out of this arrangement and get more moolah. Always a welcome thing, I expect. Yes. For some reason... Oh, I don't think it allows a 3-way junction or something like that. I'll just have to do it like that. Now, there is, of course... And I think maybe my next thing will be to actually get a construction depot going for... Yeah, look at that. You can see that the construction dozers and things just temporarily appearing as it goes along. Though even though it says it's leveled out, it's not actually gone yellow. It's not gone to green. So that's something in the game coding which does that. But yeah, that'll do. Complete with a 2-way signal there. So yeah, that'll do. I think I need to extend this bit as well, though. Yes, I do. Right. I need to expand this because it's not long enough for a longer fuel train. So it needs more stuff. And I'll need to upgrade the fuel train, of course, so with that. Buy all with Ruples, thank you. Yeah, I think it's about time I was getting a rail construction office of some kind in there. So that's the thing. And we get to see all these vehicles going around trying to do stuff. I think I'll remove that road connection there, just so the vehicles have to use this, because then it's like got more room and we don't have a risk of a queue building over on this side. That sounds like a good idea. Or maybe make that output only. Yeah, let's make that one way. I can't do it? Okay. Why can't I do that? Oh, it can't end the building. Oh, it's too short. Okay, delete it then. There we go. Not the neatest thing, but hey, it's a thing. And also, by the way, I'm building a statue up here to Lenin, because communists, yes. I have gone this far without worshipping the founding father of communism. I must change that, so yeah. There's going to be a statue up near the woodworking area, and I'm going to try to work those into future projects as we go. Just because it's the right thing to do, we must acknowledge Lenin. If, to quote the Dreadnought, if Lenin could see us now, he'd probably be absolutely shocked. The beast emerges from its lair. Yes. Look at that thing. Okay, in all seriousness, this is actually the maximum length of a train, apparently, according to the depot. So, this is a drawback of the double-headed engine. If I didn't have the double-head, I could fit one, maybe two more cargo cars into this thing. But as it is, its limit is now 540 tons of fuel in a single go. And I've got 440 odd in storage as the train is coming back in, so that should be able to handle everything as production ramps up and if the oil refinery starts behaving better. So, you know, that should be good. And at the end of the day, it's more money. We always need more money, right? Yeah, we need more money. You know, I figure it's actually a good time to lay the beat down on that. Let's see. Though, you know the 4 billion in loans we've taken out? If we look, I've paid back about getting on towards a quarter of that so far. And that's going quite steadily. So yeah, that is going quite steadily. And if I can, I can't really because our output is not that great. But I could be paying back money to try and get that all going a bit better. But if we look though, new loans, the interest rate is steadily climbing for that. But I don't need another loan right now, I'm fine. I've only got 300,000 odd rubles, but I'm fine. It's all going according to plan, at least at the moment. We just need more products to sell, honestly. Though something I could do is I could export oil, like just the raw oil, not what's in the refinery. Because, of course, we can't refine everything, and a lot of our oil field is actually sitting idle because we can't process it fast enough. So, exporting the raw oil is another avenue that could be gone with and done for progress, as well as exporting the boards, which we'll be producing in this area. Let's have a look, see, where is oil? Oil, right? If we sell oil, it goes for 36.2, which is significantly lower than bitumen at 165 and fuel at 103. So, while this may be a net loss in terms of our productivity, the fact is that, well, just flat out don't actually refine all this oil. So a large amount of by-production is actually going to waste. As you do. Still, definitely something to think about. Yes, indeed. I'm not sure how to do a priority shunt, though. Oh, are you full? You are! Look at that, already full, and off it goes. 55,000 rubles worth of cargo heading for the border. Yes! Fly, oh cargo train. Bring me the money. Oh, and the bitumen train is actually going right behind it as well. For another 50,000. So I'm about to get another 100,000 rubles, apparently. Good timing, I suppose, since I want to buy another train. I've got to admit, that's one of the strengths of this game, really. That it may be slow, trying to get things built using your own local resources and all that jazz, but it's also kind of satisfying as well. You can see the industry going into your creations, if that makes any kind of sense. And it feels a lot more satisfying than just pressing the button and watching it just get quote-unquote bought, you know? Hopefully that makes some kind of sense. Something we do though need to do though is get some more trees around this area. So that we go trees, accessories. I think these are pines. I think they're pines, yeah. So originally you could only plant trees like one at a time in this game, but now we can seed an area. So I'm going to start seeding these, and there are conflicting reports about how well the game reacts to these. Like some say it picks up these things when they fully grow, and the woodcutters can come and harvest them. No, by the way, it doesn't cost me anything to plant these. Which makes sense, I guess, because we're just having our workers do them. Then there's other reports that say like they don't register until the game is saved and reloaded. So, you know, there's a bit of mixed information going on there, but the important thing though is that we can reforest so that our woodcutters will not run out of wood at the end of the day. But that is also almost it for this episode, so I'm going to cut it a little bit early, I think, because honestly there's like maybe a few minutes left in the runtime by my closest estimation. I'm not entirely sure. But this stuff will continue to be built apace. And I think the plan for next time really is I'm going to try and continue to develop this area. I mean, this is working really well, having this section here next to it. But I want to develop some more of the old town, because my facilities are not exactly up to the challenge yet. In particular, culture is low, alcohol, there's like 20 people couldn't visit the pub, and the pub is sitting there mostly empty. So I think we need more pubs end of the day, because I think the slots get reserved by people heading for them. So people want pubs, people want sports. The smaller flats are doing great actually, so but yeah, there's more I can do. I did actually prune back some of the smaller outlying buildings, because a lot of the outlying buildings have actually been emptied out by people being moved into these new places, so that's something going on as well. But I think I can concentrate my education facilities too. Lessie is going to be developing a fair bit next time, as will construction industry, and there is the extra space here, so I think maybe this area should be demolished and reworked too. I'll see what I can come up with for that. But until next time, yeah, this has been Iron Mark 3. Thank you all very much for watching. Oh, look at that, 330 tons of fuel already and going strong. Yes. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you all some other time. See you all later.